Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Halo Spartan collection review. This time I got the Series 4 Halo 2 Master Chief and the Halo Reach Jun-A266. Both of these figures originally retailed for about $19.99 to $24.99, just depends on where you got it. However, I got both of these for $4 each. I just thought that that was too absurd of a price not to go after these. So uh, I will point out that I got these months ago, like February. But if you're looking in your retail store or not retail, your crap, what's the word? The retail. Anyway, if you look in your discount stores, you might find something good. I hardly ever find anything good with these. But the boxes are pretty standard, typical stuff. Nothing too surprising there. There's the price tag on that one. There's the back. Read up on that. They also got the UNSC logo on top. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with Master Chief's accessories here. So he comes with quite a few different hands. So he's got both of the trigger finger hands, or rather the trigger discipline finger hands. I don't know why they don't have just regular trigger finger hands. He's got this kind of like somewhat double finger pointy hand. He has two standard holdy hands. Hold anything you want. And he's got these very open looking wrestling type of fists. Like not these type of fists, but more like these type of fists. So that's all of the hands he comes with. And he comes with two of the SMGs. Jun over here, he comes with quite a few different things. Obviously, he's got the sniper rifle on him. We'll take a look at that in a bit. He comes with a trigger discipline holding hand for each side. He comes with a holdy hand for each side. And he comes with two of those open fists as well. And he comes with an also like double pointy finger hand. But he also comes with an alternate head sculpt and a pistol. So he comes with quite a few different items. One more than Chief, just with the head sculpt, and we will take a look at that in a little bit. So moving back on to Chief, let's straighten him up and see how tall he is. He's a tall boy. So these are going after roughly the 7-inch scale. And I don't know if Chief is taller than Jun, but like he's almost like half a head taller than Jun here. It's kind of surprising, really. And let me get that out of his hand and, fix him up. So, Jun's pistol here, it has a hole on its left side, and it's painted decently enough. It's black plastic with a kind of beigey gray with a white stripe on the top there. Nothing too fancy. It does not have a hole for like an effect piece, which, that does suck. And then here is the sniper rifle. As you can see, mine looks pretty good, but there is a bit of a curve to it. And it doesn't like to hold its shape. Like you can kind of see the bottom of that. That is very out of whack. But it's a very flexible material, so that's going to happen regardless. It should be easy to fix. Also, these three parts here are movable, so if you want to like have it in a different position, have these up, etc. These should really be splayed out a bit more, but because of how flexible the plastic is, they don't really hold shape. Also, no effect piece for the tip of the sniper rifle either. And this has about the same color paint as the pistol does, although this is a bit more gray than it is white. Not too bad there. Chief's pistols here. If I can get them out of his hands. Not pistols. SMGs. Chief's SMGs here. They're both the exact same. There's nothing differentiating them. They both have paint in the same spots. The exact same paint in both spots. They do not have an effect hole, but you can drill one easily in there. And they both have a hole on their left side. I wish they had one on their right side as well, because Chief can put them on his thighs. So like you can get this one looking right. If I can, there you go. And yeah, so these ones go on each side, but what I like to do if I'm displaying him with one of them on his thighs is actually swap the pieces around because it actually looks more flush. And I don't know if that was the intention of the designers, but if you get this figure, I recommend if you want to have him with some weapons on his hips here, just swap them. So I am going to swap them back for the rest of this review. If Can't remember which side that one went on. Thought I swapped them. Oh well. All right. And of course, Jun also has this on his hip. You just take it and flip it in. He does not have that on this side, unfortunately. But that would have been pretty easy to do to undo that. Anyway, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the figures themselves. One last thing. Chief here, he's got one of these. And Jun does not have one on his back. But, you want to put a weapon up there, you could. Personally, I like to keep it out because it's very hard to flip it around once you have the peg facing out. So just be wary of that. You might want to sand down the sides of that. Chief here, he looks good. The color scheme on it is a little off. Like, it's a very, very bright green compared to, like, Jun. Like, his armor was never this bright in the games. It's kind of jarring. It does have some nice, like, dry brushed detail in some sections. You can see some, like, metallic lime green paint here in some sections. They also got some weird highlight lime green color. You can see that up in here, and I think they got it on his back as well there. And the forearms looks to be painted as well. It's a very strange highlight color. I don't think that this base green is all that bad, but the color should have definitely been darker. The helmet, I think, looks the weirdest in this lime green color. It reminds me of like a multiplayer Spartan. This is obviously the Halo 2 version. He doesn't have the scarring on his chest, but, you could add that, and then it's basically a Halo 3 Master Chief. I do like the gold visor there. It's nice and shiny, reflective. I like that. All of the Halo figures I have that nice shiny visor, and that's how it should be. I know that one of these series had a more matte visor, but, shiny's better. Alright, let's see. So he is pinned. All of these figures are pinned. The one thing I don't like about these action figures is their knee joints. I don't like that. It's like, that just does not look natural. It's yuck. Like, why did they design knees this way? Apparently it's for, if we go to Jun here real quick, for the upper knee piece to actually separate, but there's better ways to do that. This just does not work for me. It's gross. It's, ugh. Now, he does have a toe articulation. It's not bad, but it's not really something I need for my Spartan figures. The plastic quality here feels good, but some joints feel very, I wouldn't say loose, but very easy to move. And, like, look at how bendy that is. That's just, oof. Eesh. I wish they'd use different plastic on those elbow and knee joints, because it makes it real gummy. Any swivel on here is pretty good, save for the foot, as I showed you earlier. It doesn't really have much of an ab crunch, but what you can do, sorry Jen, is take off that middle piece and then put him back together, and then you got plenty of articulation. It's just, he's got a big hole in his body. And these are interchangeable with each figure, by the way, but some of them, because of the way they're molded, aren't easily able to be swapped. Like the Spartan Uroi, because of how it's molded, there's a little piece that goes down into the crotch region, and that doesn't work with either of these two Halo figures. Anyway, I think that's enough about Chief. Let's go ahead and move on to Jun here. Now, I might not keep Jun as is. I might actually make a custom of my Halo Reach Spartan, but that'd take a lot of, like, 3D printing, and obviously don't have a 3D printer or know anyone that has one. Sure, I could go online and buy some custom prints, which that's probably my best option, but I need new shoulder plates, side plate, and a helmet, but everything else I could keep. But Jun looks really good here. It's the right color green. It's a nice olive. It's not jarring. The blue paint here looks good. It's nice and clear. They also got some pretty decent stripes on there as well. Not too bad. Looks good. These look good over here too. Nicely painted. A little too thick of paint, but oh well. He is pinned as well. And he does have the same knee problem. From the front, it doesn't look as bad. From the side, it definitely looks just as bad as Chief, though. But, truth be told, how many of you are going to have these characters in running poses? Probably unlikely. But, if you have them, like, standing on top of a rock or something, that definitely looks weird. Because you have it either like this, or you have it like this, and they both kind of look a bit strange. There is also some like metallic paint on the green regions here as well. It's kind of hard to see on camera on this figure, but there's definitely some metallic like dry brushing effect done over the entirety of the green that I can tell. There's some more on the crotch. You can see it going from top right to bottom left on the calves too. Got the stripe there. Nicely painted figure. Nothing seems too out of place or or not ordinary. Everything looks how it should be. Out of the package, his upper torso and his lower torso were stuck together. As you can see, just a little bit of finagling, and you can take the torso off, and you can take this piece off, and if you want more articulation, of course, you could do that. And you could put this piece on Jun, but, gotta have the whole look. Sometimes these can be a pain to get back in there, but they are slightly rubbery. I'm going to do this off camera. Make sure it's all lined up. There we go. Ooh, there you go. You want to make sure that those upper pieces and that lower piece you actually slot in properly. Otherwise, it's not going to go in. He does have a thigh gap, but again, it's not as bad as Chief's. And he is shorter than Chief, but I think that Jun looks a bit more proportionate. Maybe not in the crotch region. I feel like that's a little too small. I'm not saying he's got a big package or anything, but it just looks weird how cut out it is compared to Chief's. Like this entire, crotch guard should be like lower and covering the thighs a little bit more. But I think they did that so that you could get more articulation out of that. Nothing on this figure feels too loose. Like even the rubber pieces, they don't move all that much, so that's good. Just really well done. And, both of these guys got double joints, although Jun's isn't as good on the upper joint. His is pretty decent. Let's go ahead and take Jun's helmet off. I'm just going to do that off camera. Pretty easy to take off. And you just shove this head on. Alright, and then you got an unmasked Jun, which it looks okay, I've seen much better head sculpts, and I think, 1,000 Toys? I think that's what the brand's called. They're doing a, like an SH Figuarts style version of Jun, and it looks pretty good. I probably won't pick it up, but, that's a 6-inch scale, that's a 7-inch scale. But, like I said, I've seen worse head sculpts. This reminds me a lot of, like, the Mega Constructs or Mega Blocks Jun head sculpt, where they kind of like cut out the eyes. This one's painted, of course, but just something to note. So that's Jun for you. Pretty good figure. One last thing that actually surprised me is that he does have a bonus accessory. It's this knife here. You can actually take the knife out, which that surprised me. It's a decent looking knife. Not too bad. There's also dry brushing on that knife sheath as well. I do like that. Let's go ahead and put them together, and we can get this backdrop out of here, and we'll do our size comparisons. So, Halo 2 Master Chief here, he stands at about 7¼ inches tall, and Jun here stands at just about 7 at the top of his helmet. So, gives you an idea. Chief is very clearly taller, but anyway, let's go ahead and see how they look next to some other characters. So, starting off with some armored characters, of course. The only other Halo Spartan collection figure that I do own, which I think is from the same series now that I think about it. Yeah, all of the ones I own are from Series 4. Here's the Spartan Yoroi from the Halo Spartan collection. They all look good together. I like the colors. I definitely think Chief from Halo 2 is a little too tall, but these two look fine together. Speaking of armored green, here is Dragon Shield Green Ranger from the Lightning collection. And speaking of green armored characters, the only other one I have here is the Return of the Jedi retro card back Boba Fett from the Star Wars Black Series. That is a mouthful. Speaking of characters who like to use guns, we got Tiger Force Outback from G.I. Joe Classified. I don't have any other good transitions, so here's Scarlet Spider-Man from Marvel Legends. Stick him in there. Let's get our wrestling figures in here. AEW Unrivaled Samoa Joe. The Mattel WWE Elite 100 John Cena. And lastly, we got our McFarlane DC Multiverse Gold Label Arkham City Batman. And the Build-A-Figure Atrocitus. So, for $4 each, I just thought that was too good not to pass up on. And, you know, if you want to custom paint Chief, I think he's pretty good. You could easily do that. I would recommend sanding him lightly. Doesn't really matter what sandpaper you use as long as you rough it up a bit so the paint has something to stick to. That, or you could use a primer. I do feel that he is the worst figure compared to Jun. Jun comes with more stuff. It looks better. It looks more like it came from the actual game and is now sitting on my desk. I like all the accessories both of these figures come with. I think Jun has him beat out by like 1 or 2. I like the paintwork better on Jun. Overall, I would recommend Jun. But this Halo 2 Chief ain't bad. What I would recommend doing, though, is cutting down the knee joint and then fixing it so that it's not as bad looking. And then he'd probably be a more appropriate height with the rest of these Halo Spartan collection figures. I don't think either one is bad, but I would recommend Jun. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below, and if you want to see me do any other Halo Spartan collection figures, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the bell. It all helps out the channel. And as always, peace.